Shalom, shalom everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my video. We are going to make an Iranian stew. And it's going to have beef, beans, rice, a whole bunch of ingredients. Now, this stew, I'm going to make it in the crock pot. I've got my crock pot sprayed with, you know, that Pam type spray. Now, this stew, I'm going to show you some shortcuts. You can definitely make it on the stove. But the last 5 hours, I kid you not, the last 5 hours, you have to babysit this stew. So I'm going to show you if you make it on the stove. Now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it in the crock pot, and I'm going to tell you how you can do some shortcuts. Now, if you're doing this on the stove top, you can definitely do this the day ahead of time. In there, I've got my meat. I used cube steak. Use the cheapest cut of meat you've got. A chuck steak, a roast is perfect for this. And you want about 1 pound to 2 pounds of meat. And then I've added a tablespoon of what's it called? Cumin. A tablespoon of cumin. And then we're going to add just enough water to cover the meat. Now, like I said, if you're doing this on the stove top, you can definitely do this ahead of time, the day ahead of time. Now, we're going to cook this meat until it's fork tender. We have to really shred it good. And like I said, use the cheapest cut of meat you've got. And that's 1 bulb onion, about a medium-sized bulb onion. So now we're going to let this go until the meat is fork tender where we can shred it. Okay, y'all. I got my meat all shredded. Like I said, use the cheapest meat you can find. Now, the more meat, the better, I think. But I only used 1 pound of those tender steaks, whatever they're called. But then you want to shred your meat up when it's fork tender. You want to shred your meat up. Now we're going to add the other ingredients. I have 1 green onion here that I already chopped up. So I'm going to add this 1 green onion. Okay, there's the green onion. Now I've got 1 cup of rice here. Don't use your fancy rice. Don't use your jasmine and all that other fancy rice. Just use cheapy old rice. I've got a little more than 1 cup here. Now, I suggest you do use about 2 cups. This is cleaned, washed, and sorted yellow peas and lentils. Now, if you have green peas, I suggest you use green peas. Do not use canned green peas. You can use canned beans, but don't use canned green peas. You need about 4 cups of beans, peas, lentils, and that's what I have in here, lentils and yellow peas. Some people use only, what are they called, chickpeas, but I don't. I like the peas, the yellow peas, the green peas, and the lentils in there. Unfortunately, I didn't have any green peas, so I've got about, I don't know, about 2 cups washed and sorted lentils and yellow peas uncooked. Okay, now I'm going to add a can of black beans. Now, like I said, you can add, now they can be cooked, you don't have to drain them. In fact, I suggest you use canned beans as far as the beans go. The peas, don't use canned peas. Use raw. Okay, So now what we've got in there is we've got the meat, the rice, the peas, the lentils, the beans, the meat, the bulb onion, the green onion, and water. Now we're going to add some more spices. Okay, now I've added a teaspoon, you can see right there, a teaspoon of my, what is this called? Why can't I not remember this? Cumin. Cumin. I added another teaspoon of cumin right there. And then I added this small container, this is how I buy mine, this small container of tarragon. This is tarragon leaf. And that's what I've added there. This is a 0.15 ounce, but that's a good 2 generous tablespoons of tarragon. So now let me okay, now I'm going to add water. And that's not enough water, so just a second, let me go get some more. And how do I know that's not enough water? Let me show you. This is not soupy enough. It's not enough at this stage. It's not enough liquid. So we're going to add some more. Now I got one of those great big crock pots, and as you can see, it's that much below the rim. Okay, there we go. That's good. Get that all stored up real good. Now, if you were making this on the stove, this is where you would have to start babysitting it. You have to make sure it doesn't burn. So you have to put it in a very thick bottom pot. You have to put it on extremely low heat. But I'm putting this in the crock pot, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, as far as the peas and the beans go, you can use any beans you want. Use canned beans. You can use any peas or lentils that you want. Use raw, uncooked peas or lentils. Okay? So, now, I'm going to turn this on low and let it go. So I'll bring you back. Okay, y'all, I just came and stirred this, and I want you to see something. It is not ready. I know, y'all, this is an excellent stew. The time you put into it will definitely be worth your while. But we're talking, this is not something you're going to start Monday morning and eat Monday night for supper, unless you start it at 8 o'clock in the morning and you finish it at 8 o'clock at night. So just a second, I want to show you what we're going to do now. Okay, we are going to add more water. And let's see what consistency we get with that. Good. But we're going to add more water. Y'all, this is the part that you have to babysit. This is the part I don't like doing. This is the part for the reason that I don't make it very often. As rewarding and as delicious as this stew is, it's just so tedious. It's not hard. So there we added some more water. And now let's stir that and see where we're at. Better. So now we're going to, and I'm letting this go on low. We're going to let this go for another couple hours, and we'll come back and we'll check it. Okay, y'all, this has been on low and high. I kind of switched it back and forth, like I said, because I didn't want to babysit it. And this has been on, let me see, it's been on high for 2 hours, and it's been on low for 4 hours. So now I'm going to check it and check the spices. Okay, the consistency is correct. It's going to be really thick. Oh my gosh, now I wish I'd put more meat in it. This is wonderful. This is beautiful. This is exactly how it should be. Now, let me get a tasting spoon. Okay. Let's check it for spices. It is hot, hot, hot. Mmm. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I see a peas there. I need to make sure the peas are done. Like I said, y'all, you can, there's some peas and some, there's some peas and some lentils there on my spoon, and I need to make sure that they're done. Oh, y'all, gorgeous, gorgeous. But, me, for myself, I'm going to add something else. Okay, I added a teaspoon of more of cumin, because I like the flavor of cumin. That cumin just makes this come out good. Now I'm also adding some iodized sea salt, and I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. And then, remember I added one of these? Well, I'm going to add a half another one. About that much. Well, that's kind of hard to see, ain't it? Well, I'm going to add about a half a one. Okay, now, I'm going to stir this up real good, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I've stirred it up really good. Now, I'm going to add some more water. Yeah, you need to start with the biggest pot you got, let me tell you. And I didn't even put a pound of meat in, 2 pounds of meat in here. Just think if I had put 2 pounds of meat. Okay. Ooh, got you close there, sorry. Okay, now it is on low, and I'm going to let it go for about another hour. So I had it 2 hours. Okay. First of all, I cooked the meat. Then I added the uncooked peas and the can of beans. Now, and I cooked it on high. After that, I cooked it on high for 2 hours. Well, I added the rice and all that stuff. All that stuff, too. Okay. And then I cooked it for 2 hours on high. And now it's been cooking about 4 hours on low. Now, what I'm going to do is, since I added some more water, there. That's all the water I got here next to me. Now, I'm going to let it go for about another hour. And then I'm going to check it again because I added those spices. Okay? So, bring you back. Okay, y'all, I got my tasting spoon. We're going to open it up. Give it a good stir. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And here's my tasting spoon. Let's see what we got. Oh, y'all. That is so good. Now, I'm going to show you how I eat it. Okay, y'all, here I've scooped me up a bowl. Now, black pepper. I like kind of generous. More like what you would put on mashed potatoes, and you know, a little on the generous side. Excuse me. Oh, my mouth's watering just wanting to try this, y'all. The lemon juice. You should use fresh lemon, but I don't have fresh lemon. And a little bit of lemon juice there on the top. Oh, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Oh. Gosh. Oh, and it's hot, hot, hot. Mmm. Y'all, absolutely delicious. I am sorry now I didn't put more meat in it. Now, oh, y'all, it's good. Good and hearty. Ooh. And you've seen the ingredients I added. It's good. You want to keep adding water. If you're doing this on the stove, you have to continually add water because you lose your water on the stove more. And you have to continually babysit it to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom or run out of water. That's why I use the crock pot. And then you want to check it for spices. Oh, those glorious spices. Y'all, this is not for the delicate taste buds. This is a robust, hearty, flavorful stew to really stick to your ribs. Now, I added half again more tarragon, and I added another teaspoon of turmeric because I like the bite. I like the bitter that it gives. You may not, so you try it the way I showed you the first before I added the extra. The more variety of beans and peas you add, the better it is. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. And you want to add, if you're going to add canned beans, add about 2 cans of canned beans. If you're going to add the peas and the lentils the way I did, add about 1 cup uncooked peas, lentils, split peas, lentils, and stuff like that, and 1 can of beans. Now, do not use canned peas. I'm sorry, y'all, this is just too good. You can use canned beans. Your beans need to be cooked when you put them in. The peas and the lentils do not need to be cooked because you cook it for so long. Oh gosh, y'all. Well, I'm going to have to end this video so I can eat. Now, I got me a bunch of these little containers. I'm going to freeze this because obviously there ain't no way I'm going to be able to eat all that in a day. But this is great for Shabbat. Got a bunch of people over. Make this the day before. Leave it in the crock pot. Believe me, this stuff, if you leave it on the stove or if you leave it in the crock pot, it gets that much better. It's better the next day. So this would be great for Shabbat, and everybody can come and get them a bowl. That is my Iranian stew with tarragon, beans and peas and rice, and beef. And thank you for watching. Please ask questions down below. I'll try to put as much information as I can down there, but oh my gosh, so good. Campbell's soup was never like this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs down, you know the routine. And subscribe if you've got a fancy. Shalom, shalom. Bye-bye.